How's it going, guys? So it's April 6th today. We're actually trying to get to the field, but remember last year, I don't know if you guys remember this, but last year we almost lost two of these 1300 carts because there's a keep pin in here and it broke that keep pin. See the hole right there? Right there. And yeah, well, the pin we've tried to pound out, but it would go right through that pin. Anyways, it was breaking that, and we actually lost one of these pins. See, there's two of them. Lost one, and she was just bang, and we were moving down the road loaded, and it was just a really bad deal. Could have been catastrophic, actually. So anyway, there's an update. Bourgault came out with an update. Thank you, guys. And so this is what we got to do here. Go underneath the hitch. Here's the update. They put a longer bolt in. They got a different pin. They put a snap ring on, but it is still not a greasable point. I kind of feel like it should be a greasable point. That's a greasable point. But anyways, I'm not an engineer. So anyways, some of these pins come out and some of these pins do not come out. So I'm just gonna squeak back underneath here again. So we unhook the hitch so that way we can lift it up and move it all around and try and get this pin out. Heated the crap out of this thing, well, as much as you can do without melting all your hoses and so on and so forth here. But we cannot, and we pounded until we dented that pin in. Can't get these pins out. Worked on it all day yesterday. So they're down here. Fabro's down. That's our local company from Swift Current that basically works with steel. And Redhead, our Bourgault dealer, is also down here. And so we're out trying to get these things working again. So that only on this cart, one pin came, one pin still stuck in. We have to address. This one's mine, I think. On Brian's over here, one pin came. No, both pins didn't come. So that's what we're working on right now. So Fabro's truck here, Redhead's over there, and we heated this up. We're just waiting for the pins to cool down here again before we go another attempt. We unhooked this hitch. Remember, this is the one that both pins are not coming out of. So, just trying to protect the hoses from the heat.
Well, this don't get them.
We're working with here, he's got this big shaft. He's literally welded it onto the pin. And then he's got this spacer here to match up it there, and this big jack's gonna rip this pin out this way. And he's got this, yeah, you'll see. If that doesn't work, well, we'll see. All right.
So who's gonna hold the shaft?
I would stand over here. Yeah. Behind the tire.
Gonna heat it up here, I think.
Oh, you ready? Yeah, press on it.
Okay.
That's gonna operate our jack. That's why we put that protective in there, so that flame wouldn't burn anything.
I was gonna say, if you guys watch for that,
Should just go on top.
I don't think you're in a good spot there. Yeah? Well, I just want to make sure those wires.
You should just go on top. Stand on top.
Yeah, don't put any pressure on it. I'll get
There's
her
no
on.
pressure on. There's no pressure on it right now.
If anything starts to feel hot, just yell at me. Yeah.
Again, Terry's just in there to make sure we're not burning any wires. That would be very unfortunate. Go time, it's good and hot. Anything moving? Well, I think it is. Woo!
Got a good sound on it.
That's that big pop. That's a good sign. Means it budged. So he's just tightening it back up because that jack only has like this much that it can work with. So he's just gonna tighten it right back up and he's gonna push it back out again, okay? So So he's just sucking that great big hunk of flat bar right up against that jack again. And we're gonna go again, round 2. You see it's pushing on that flat bar. Oh yeah, it's popping. That's a good sign. Oh yeah, it's coming. See the pin over there? Behind that cable? That rusty pin? Stuff's moving. Oh, I think it's coming. He's probably gonna have to tighten it back up again. You can see it's reaching its max.
Oh, better that hand one. Remember the one Nothing will drop, eh? Yeah, I got it.
No,
There it is. Now it's coming. Oh, I guess it has more leverage that jack than I thought. Oh, maybe that's about where it is. Maybe that's where it stops. There, so you tighten it back up. Putting the flat bar back up there.
This seems a little better than a sled jack.
Round 3. So that pin is actually sliding out. That pin is sorry. That pin is sliding right inside there, okay? That's where that pin is. If you're wondering. Maybe they can pound it now.
Okay.
We already quit that. A little bit adjustment.
Round 4.
Just push the pressure and sometimes it don't go like that. We still got one on the other side, right? Yeah. And then one over there. There's like another over there? Yeah, there's 3.
Oh, I think it's loose. Oh, there's the pin. See, it's inside.
It's out.
It's out.
Wow. Send this to Bourgault.
Right there, that's the pin. Right there. It's quite hot still, and it's sliding because we welded this shaft to it. There we go. 1 out, 2 more to go. And here's the pin. Well, it's still a little too warm for me to touch, but see, we just welded this on it and then threaded that shaft right into it here. And then that's how we jacked it out. And now they're working on putting the other one in.
I hate that you go to some
Here.
places and everyone's miserable and
While heating up the other side because we got to pull the other side out. So I do believe, I think that they told me that Bourgault said this is an hour-and-a-half job. Oh my goodness. Maybe if the pin just pops out just perfect, but we don't live in a perfect world, so it's not an hour-and-a-half job. Oh, but don't worry. Bourgault is paying for this. They just don't know it yet. That's not even calculating all the labor that we have, all of our guys trying to help pull this thing out. Weld and heat, watch and protect, and so on and so forth. We're working on a flow meter. A flow meter has got an issue on this particular sprayer. It's doing the classic load up 1,200 gallons and everything's spraying fine. Your blue bar is in the middle of your Aim Pro. That Aim Pro, that's just the problem. But anyway, won't even get into that. And everything's fine. You spend 3 hours out there, you dump off, well, in your mind, 1,200 gallons on 320 acres at 3.7 gallons an acre, and you come back with 700 gallons in your tank. That's a little frustrating. Everything breaks down, guys. Everything breaks down. But the Bourgault thing, that's just an update, though. That's a Bourgault update. Just welding up this side.
yeah, I'll get her buzzed up and then I just gotta sit and let her cool again. So looks like there should be, like when you are wiggling and it looks like it does come free, like it, or loose, but it's still catching on something.
Boy, it doesn't want to move, eh? This is the new pin. Trying to get everything lined up. Well, I'm going to get out of their way because there's a lot of people there trying to work on these pins. I'm just going back to the other one. This pin, of course, we changed this. So we are working on the new pin. We're just trying to get everything, all this stuff lined up. We still have to do the other pin on the other side of this one yet. Here. And now, if for some reason this was not to come out with our jack, our plan B would be what they call an exothermic blowgun of some sort. I'm not too familiar with it. You guys probably know what it is. But they don't actually teach that practice anymore due to you can cut through anything. You could go through 3 feet of steel. So people could rob banks or so on and so forth. So they don't typically teach that. And of course I'm like, oh, I want to see that puppy work. But apparently it really just blows crap all over the place. So it'd be pretty hard on all of our sensors and all of our paint and hoses. So it's probably best that we don't use that. So hour and a half for 2 pins. That's what Bourgault claims. We've been 5 hours on one with 4 guys. See, we have a come along right here, and then multiple people that yank on that hitch up and down. And
Get it?
I heard the sound.
Just maybe get you out from under there if that thing shoots out there. Okay, I'm gonna go again. Just maybe just get right out of there.
eating her back up. Just checking for heat here, make sure we're not melting anything. Is it going?
Yeah.
Oh boy. It's exciting.
Keep her going? Yeah. Perfect.
Oh yeah. So that's the good pin, but we were just trying to get it out this whole time.
It's gotta be too tight. We're gonna have to check that.
We're gonna try this all over again. So you're just measuring that pin right now?
Yeah, I'm measuring that pin.
That new pin, yeah. Just to make sure that they didn't make their pins a little bit too big. We're gonna measure the hole.
You see how this hole is lined up right now? You can't stay here.
Yeah, that one is, right?
Perfect.
But this one's not. Nowhere near.
No, this one no.
That one's not?
The other one?
Yeah.
The old side is on mine.
No, this
my
one.
side.
This side is, eh? You better check that other side. This is gonna be swelled up a little from that heat. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
2.7, you know, the same.
2.7?
Yeah. Oh, I know where it's buying.
Seems to be the same size. There's like next to no tolerance for these pins. So he's just gonna put a bit of a bevel on it to kind of assist us to get that pin in there. It has to be perfect for this to work. Buffering that out. So I'm gonna get out of the way here. This is not the first time these guys have changed these pins, and I think this is probably the first time it's been this hard. But just gonna get out of their way so they can work. Gonna go over here and work on a case sprayer. Frank's here with the skid steer to help lift up on this thing.
Up a little more.
We got one pin in here now. We're working on putting the second one in. It's coming. Still got another drill to go though. Let me tell you, when we were working on this yesterday, I didn't have enough battery because I did a seed treating video and I ran out of battery. But anyway, he got all wild and willy. welded a big old pin right onto the back of this tamper. This is a tamper, by the way, if you weren't sure what this thing is. And stuck that in the slot and just bang. Things got all wild and willy, but still didn't budge it. So we're back today, still working on them. All right guys, so we just finished this last pin. It's about supper time. We had a jacket out of there, the same as what we did last ones. No grease points. Okay, Bourgault, hopefully you know what you're doing here. And thanks for doing the update. I hope it works. It's not an easy job, just FYI. And you guys have yourself a good one. Adios, amigos.